Shavua Tov, good vach, wishing everybody a beautiful good week. This is a new post in the TFRP group with Avi Tenenbaum. Last week we spoke about the idea of people who have an exceptionally hard time. They always make mistakes, they can't seem to get it together, and we spoke from the Vilna Gaon and other sources how they're understood, they're validated, they're appreciated, and God even judges them favorably. Going in that vein, we're going to quote something this week from Rav Nachman of Breslov. We're going to try to not always quote Rav Nachman because we want to show that the ideas mentioned in this group are universal. But because last week we spoke about the Vilna Gaon, we're going to allow ourselves this week to quote a Breslov sefer. So Rav Nachman says, in the sefer called Likutei Eitzos, written by Rav Nosson, his prime student, in Hischazkus, paragraph 37, he says Rav Nachman of Breslov, anything great is measured by how hard it was to accomplish that thing. And so if it was very hard to do, then it means it was a great accomplishment if you managed to do it. And so the reason why we have an evil inclination is because if we didn't have an evil inclination, nothing that we did at all would be considered an accomplishment. In fact, Rav Nachman emphatically says in this paragraph that if a person would live for 1,000 years straight without a Yetzer Hara and do good things, it would not be considered an accomplishment because there's no challenge. And so God made it very hard, very challenging, very confusing, very difficult to manage to do the right thing. And that's what makes it great. The fact that we try, the fact that we keep coming back, and we do whatever we can, that's what makes it great. The fact that it's hard, but we still try anyways, this is what makes our accomplishments worth anything at all. So that is an important thing to mention from Rav Nachman, but the next point he says has always been to me truly astounding. Rav Nachman goes further to say, he says, God knew when he created the Yetzer Hara, when he created the evil inclination, that it would bring people to do all sorts of irregrettable things, and even to very big mistakes. God knew about this in advance. And nonetheless, it was worth it for him to give us the Yetzer Hara in order that we try to resist the Yetzer Hara. Because for the people that they try whatever they can to not give up and to do their best, and okay, I can't tackle this big thing today, but I could do a little bit of what I can do. I can't win the whole war today, but I could try to win this battle. I can't win the battle, but I could at least try to put up a fight. God knew that the Yetzer Hara would be confusing, overwhelming, challenging, bring people to make mistakes, but it was worth it for him in order that they still try to stand up and resist and be resilient and do whatever they can. And when they do that, this is what makes them truly beautiful and truly great. This is a major shift from the way that we maybe were raised or educated, which is that everything has to do with the results. Everything has to do with, well, did you do it or you didn't do it? And of course, the results are important. And for regular people, this is a very, very important thing to focus on, the results. But these messages here are always geared towards the people that have an exceptionally hard time. And so for those people that have an exceptionally hard time, we want to encourage them. We want them to know God understands you. God validates you. He knows how hard it would be for you. And he knew in advance the mistakes this would lead you to. But this was worth it for him because he wanted you to try. And when you try, you're beautiful, you're incredible, and you're truly doing something great. Because greatness is measured by the resistance, the challenge that is involved in doing that thing. And the fact that you manage to try, you manage to stand up and do whatever you can, this is what makes you and your accomplishments truly, truly great and beautiful. Have a good week.